right, I see my man Jason from Influence Films. What's going on, brother? How are you?
How's it
Yes,
going, everybody? How's it going?
Did you get your Tumblr from ASJ finally?
Before I say anything, Henry, I want to say thank you and thanks to Frances too. She was so kind in the chat when we were talking about the Tumblr. She was like, "Oh, I'll send you something." Like, who does that? That is awesome.
You haven't reached out to me though, and yet.
He got the Tumblr. It's sitting there. It's sitting right there. He got it.
So here it is.
He finally, Austin St. John has finally done right by his Jewish fan and gave him the Tumblr, but did not take back the Hitler stuff.
Let me, if I can. So I want to say thank you too to Drew Danger, and because he also, him and like some other people in your chat, someone named Fraser, I think they were the ones that helped message Austin through his site and everything. And again, without all of that, I don't think 2 years on this would have happened. So,
2 years.
But I also want to say too that thanks to Austin and his wife for actually sending it out. I know he's not the most popular person on the streams, but last Sunday,
go ahead.
Last Sunday, Brent messaged me and he said, he goes, "Would you like to talk to Austin?" And so this came in the mail like later in the week, but on Sunday it hadn't arrived yet. And I was like, frankly, I don't see the point. You know, I was like, he said it was in the mail. So I was like, what are we going to talk about? I was like, am I going to say, I hope it shows up? And you're going to say, oh, it's on the way. Like, it's like, I don't really see the point. And he goes, we could talk to him about the Hitler stuff. And I was like,
oh my God. Brent is running PR for him. Oh I
was
my
like,
goodness.
I was like, Brent, I don't really see the point. And in the way only Brent can, he was like, well, maybe you'd like to hear it from him. And I thought about it for a minute because I was originally going to say no because I've been sick. And I was like, and I was like, okay, sure. And so I don't know how far he drove, but it was when Austin was in Ohio, I think it was. And he cammed up and he just kind of handed it to Austin. And Austin knew who I was. He was like, oh, I sent your Tumblr. It's in the mail. And so I started like pressing him immediately about after I thanked him for sending it, I was like, I just want to talk to you about the Hitler t-shirt stuff. And I kept like bringing it up and he had a lot of different things to say about it. Like, as far as like, he said like negative, like negativity is going to get way more attention than positive attention. He goes, I don't love Hitler. He's like, people like, and it was this weird thing of like, I kept bringing it up because for me, I kept waiting to hear, and I don't know why, because you're never going to make somebody say the things you want them to say. Right. Like, and so I was just like, but you're not going to put Hitler on a shirt. Right. And he's like, all will be revealed when the line comes out. And I was like,
oh my God, I couldn't even tell you no. I couldn't tell you no.
So like I never got a straight no. But the one thing he did say,
hey, how the hell you watching all my videos but you ain't subbed? Come on, man. Hit that sub button.
The one thing he did say was, he said, he goes, if you have suggestions, he goes, I'd love to hear your suggestions. And then he goes, so please let me know your suggestions. So I did that. And I wrote him an email and he responded. And so it was weird. The day you were last streaming Power Rangers, like, was when I was sending this email. And then in real time, he responded to it. So if it's okay, I'll read you some of it.
By all means, let's hear what ASJ wrote you, man.
So I wrote him and I said,
because he knows you're gonna be on my channel, so he knows that I'm gonna clip it. But let's go.
Wait, you're reading what you wrote to him or what he responded?
I'm gonna read what I wrote, and then because he was the one that said, send me your suggestions. So I'll read you what I wrote, and then I'll read you what he responded. So I wrote, hey Austin, I wanted to send you an email to let you know I really appreciated getting to video chat with you. Here were some of my suggestions I'm including for your warrior line as far as quotes. And I mean, I picked out 5. I'll just read these real quick. Logic will get you from A to Z. Imagination will get you everywhere. That's Albert Einstein. We are what we believe we are, and that's C.S. Lewis. Those who have courage and have faith shall never perish in misery. That's Anne Frank. Our journey is just beginning. That's Moses. And no matter what happens, no matter what you lose, no matter what failures you must endure, you must keep faith in yourself. And that's Maxwell Maltz. So like 3 of the people I quoted are Jewish historical figures in some capacity or another. And that wasn't intentional. It's just kind of the way it worked out. But so he responded and he said, "Hey, Jason, it was great speaking with you too. I definitely have some biblical quotes already in there. I definitely love the quote from Moses and will include that. I have the quote you mentioned from C.S. Lewis already, actually. As for your other quotes, I will definitely look into including them if I can, if they are public domain."
He ain't putting no Jewish person quote on the t-shirt.
So, I mean, he said he would. So I don't, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a weird position for me to be in, just because like A, I'm Jewish, and B, like the whole controversy around the Hitler thing. But like him saying he would, that meant a lot, but it would have meant a lot more if he would have, just posted a quick apology rather than blocking fans.
Public apology.
Yeah. And just like, and acknowledging like, hey, I have a lot of fans that are Jewish, a lot of other fans that would have been essentially not exist if Hitler had his way. And I'm sorry if I hurt you. Just something like that. And it doesn't have to be a big thing. But the thing that got lost on me when all this was kind of going on was that I didn't realize that his wife helped with his business. And like, it kind of, I don't know, like, I'm no Austin apologist, because at the end of the day, like, I wish he would do a lot of things differently. Like, I wish the thing with the Hitler t-shirt would not have happened. That's all like his own making. Like, nobody else did that. I wish the thing with, I can't remember the manager guy's name, but who said the terrible stuff about Jason
Zach Taylor McGinnis.
Yeah, not worth my time a day. But like all of that, like again, all that could have been taken away by a simple statement and it being sincere and not like a word salad thing. So by no means am I sitting here saying like Austin's great, Austin's perfect, but it does make me sad to think that like his family helps with his business, and then like there's people coming up being like, Austin's a douchebag, and I just want to spread positivity. And I'm like, well, that doesn't seem really insincere. Like at the end of the day, like he does have a wife, he does have kids, and I just kind of hope that even with the stupid stuff he's done, I hope that people try to keep those things in mind too, like in like body shaming him and stuff like this. It's like, I guarantee you, like there's not many people that are suit ready. Like I'm still carrying around holiday weight, and like so. I'm not saying like to forgive him for everything, because I don't think like that's warranted here. But and I think he should apologize, absolutely, sincerely. But I do think some kind of way to remember his humanity would be good too, to some of the people that don't.
Okay.
So if I may,
go ahead, Francis.
Respond. I think it's great that you got your Tumblr. I hope that Brent didn't pay for it again, right? So you could get it. I gotta be petty, but I feel that you're conflicted, and I totally understand. And yes, even myself and Henry said it last stream, like he does have a family, and it sucks that he doesn't think about that. You know what I mean? We're not the ones that are supposed to think about his family. He's supposed to think about his family. And when you think about your family, you should do the right thing. You should think before you say things, think before you act. If I always go like, if I doubt what I'm going to say, like, or if I feel like I'm not going to be content, or I'm just iffy about something, I won't say it, right? Because I don't want any backlash, or I don't want to be untrue to myself. And yes, he has a family, and I feel for his family, because if he gets locked up, his wife is and his kids are gonna be alone, abandoned. And I do feel like a lot of the people in the parent community aren't talking or going against him because they feel for his family. But having a family and being a family man doesn't negate the fact that you do wrong things. You shouldn't be applauded. You shouldn't be, I'm not going to say this because he's a family man. Then maybe you shouldn't have done the bad things or lie or mention Hitler or whatever, knowing that you have a family that depends on you, knowing that your family depends on the fans. He's blocking people. He's not letting people speak. He's not saying sorry. He's not, you know, I'm sorry. I feel like what he did to you, what he did, great that he answered your email and actually took your time, but
it was
a PR.
It's all PR, man. It's all PR.
I mean, it's like, oh, I'm gonna look into it, but we all know he's not gonna put it. You know what I mean?
How many other people do you think that probably didn't get a Tumblr that didn't come on my stream? Would
no, I don't mean to cut you off, but I told you this from day one, Henry. If it happens, it'll be more because of your stream than it will. Because I mean, I went 2 years without mentioning it to anybody other than the people that should have gotten it for me, and that just fell on deaf ears. So, I think you're right, man. Like,
all right. And freaking Brent. Oh, I knew he was gonna go to the one in Ohio. I knew he was. But it is what it is.
But I am happy you got your Tumblr.
We all are happy you got your Tumblr, and
no,
But it sucks that you have kind of like, oh yeah, I got my Tumblr, but he said the Hitler thing. Like,
he still wouldn't take away that Hitler won't be on his shirt. He echoed what his team said. And
I don't know that like that's really my place to put that expectation on him, but at the end of the day, that's what I was hoping for. And so I brought it up like 4 or 5 times during this call, to the point where I was like, he's got to be sick of me asking about this, because I was like, I hope you don't put Hitler on a shirt. Like, I was going, like, it was like my record just kept skipping. So I don't know. And he did say too, negativity will sell more. And in some ways he's probably right, as far as like him saying the Hitler quote stuff, as terrible as it is. If he'd said, oh, I'm going to put some C.S. Lewis quotes out there, I don't think it would have gotten picked up. And I'm not saying that's okay. I don't think that at all. But I'm just saying, like, I think it was like something, I think at the end of the day, he probably misspoke, and he doesn't want to apologize because of what it's gotten as far as the attention. And rather than just say, oh, I'm not going to, then that would probably make a lot of the attention about it die down, rather than, and I kept wanting that too. That was the thing. Like, I kept like waiting. Like, I'm like, here's the 4th opportunity for you to say it won't be on there. Just say it won't.
You said wait till it come out. Oh,
and he's like, all will be revealed.
Oh,
and I just felt like I was reading that quote on the Facebook page where it was like, wait and see. And I'm just like,
oh, Francis.
And the last thing I want to say too is, I told him, I was like, Austin, I would love your character to be on something like Once and Always in the future. And the point I was trying to make when I said that was, what you're doing now is not the way to make that happen. If anything, it's going to make them say, forget this character altogether.
I think that ship has sailed, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever back.
And that makes me really sad to think that not only his portrayal of character, but also his own, like the character itself, they're probably just like, nah, forget that. Like, it's just sad. But I am really thrilled I got this 2 years later.
Yeah, can you hold that Tumblr up again? I want to like just hold it up nice and center. All right, cool. I want to make sure the thumbnail is good. I mean, I'm gonna clip everything, like, good or bad. I would be disingenuous as a content creator if I'd never clipped that you got your Tumblr.
And I hope the audience knows too that, like, Henry, you played like a big part in that. Really, you did. Like, I'm not just saying that to kiss your butt or anything. Like, and it's just it's so weird to think that all happened around that time when that was going on too. So,
it's bittersweet.
It is bittersweet.
Yes. And one last time, Austin, if you watch this, please just change your mind about the Hitler stuff if you haven't.
All right, Influence Films.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming up. I see we got a lot of people back there. Sorry guys if we ran long. I know a lot of people want to come up now, but let me acknowledge the contributors. Pat Purple says, I'm saying this right now. Brent drank a ton of the effing Kool-Aid. Dominic did his membership super chat, which everyone gets, especially if you renew or you get one from Dust. His family got to work for it. They're going to get stuck with the consequences. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's a truthful statement.
Any other contributors? Someone told me to check my email. Oh my goodness. What did you think of this, Francis? I'll let you go first, of him getting his Tumblr back and getting the one-on-one with SJ on the phone. Compliments of Brent.
Well, I'll say this. I'm glad that he got the Tumblr because he is obviously a fan of Austin that's disappointed in Austin, right?
Oh, 100%.
And his actions, especially, him being Jewish, but he's still a fan of Jason, the character, right? And Austin, and it's bittersweet, and I could see that he's kind of conflicted on, like, he's happy that he got it, but he's kind of feeling bad that he's happy, and he shouldn't, and he shouldn't be, right? He shouldn't feel bad for being happy that he got his Tumblr if Austin would just get his shit together and be a person of sound judgment and good judgment, right?
Yes.
It just I'm gonna have to mention your friend there, Brent. I just hope that Brent didn't pay for the Tumblr. I hope that
he had to do it.
It seems like Brent is going out of his way to sway people to be on Austin's side, which I don't care if people like him or not. That's not my problem. But it seems so forced, so fake, so like it's such a PR stunt. Hey, here's your Tumblr and let's talk one-on-one on camera, and yes, I'm gonna listen to you, and send me an email. That he probably didn't even read the email. Let's be honest.
Here's the thing, right?
It's people.
What about all the other people who asked about Hitler that he got blocked? How is it that Jason from Influence Films get through, but the other Jewish people who were posting in my comment section, hey, I asked about Hitler, got blocked. Hey, I said I was Jewish, I got blocked. Where is their one-on-one phone call with ASJ? It's not coming. But the guy who frequently on my live stream, who gets clipped every time he talks about ASJ, hey, I'm gonna make sure I reach out to him, because then I know he's gonna be on Henry's live stream. Henry's gonna clip it. My message can permeate through the audience. But I gotta bring up Pat Purple next. But yeah, he's obviously watching, 100% watching.
Obviously, if he's giving opinions about you, opinions about me.
Now it's clear that Brent has ASJ's personal phone number.
Well, a lot of people have ASJ's personal phone number.